In the broad, icy expanse encircling the gas giant Thalassian, an almost perfect void yawns a narrow, winding gap cut through the planet's majestic rings. To an observer at a distance, it appears as a dark ribbon, a silent scar against the opalescent bands of ice and rock. Yet this gap is alive with motion. Within its shadowed confines, a cadre of tiny moonlets weaves an intricate dance. Each moonlet, no larger than a mountainous, ensnared in a delicate balance of gravitational tug and orbital resonance. As they orbit, their gravity tugs on the surrounding ring particles, carving ripples that propagate outward like faint echoes. These ripples reflect off denser ring regions, intersecting and interfering to form standing waves-concentric arcs and spirals that shimmer in backlit sunlight. Though the gap is hollow of large debris, it is not empty. Microscopic frost grains and trace silicates drift through, tracing the hidden patterns of the moonlet's invisible hands. Every time a moonlet reaches periapsis, it sheffers ring particles away, reinforcing the gap's boundaries. At apoapsis, it allows stray grains to drift inward, only to repel them on the next passage. Over centuries, this push-pull sculpts ever more intricate edges, scalloped arcs where one moonlet's wake overlaps another's, narrow filaments of ice suspended between resonant zones, and faint, transient clumps that bloom like ghosts in the darkness before dispersing. Solar photons filtering through the gap illuminate these structures in ethereal glows. Ultraviolet highlights betray the freshest ice surfaces, while infrared maps reveal subtle temperature differences where shadowed grains retain chill longer than their neighbors. Spacecraft skimming the ring plane detect faint electrostatic fields as charged plasma from the planet's magnetosphere interacts preferentially with the gap's sparse particles, generating whisper-quiet radio emissions and actual echo chamber, where the planet's magnetic heartbeat resonates in the vacuum between the rings. In the deepest darkness of the gap, sunlight is a sliver. Star, shine, alone casts long, ghostly shadows of the moonlets onto the ring floor. Here, transient propeller features appear shaped voids trailing behind a moonlet, their size shrinking and swelling as the Shepard's mass changes with micrometeoroid impacts. These propellers act as barometers of the gap's age and activity. Their distortion betrays collisions that strip a moonlet of mass, or accretion events that grow its ice shell. Over millennia, the entire ring system fractures into ever finer substructures, each guided by the quiet resonance of the dark gap. And though the gap seems empty, it sings a silent, looping chorus of gravity and light, where every particle, every moonlet, every wave is a note in the echo chamber of frozen stone and ice. At the edge of space-time's limits where gravity compacts mass into a point of infinite density, a microscopic black hole wanes under the inexorable logic of quantum mechanics. Born perhaps in the violent aftermath of the universe's infancy, this primordial singularity has spent eons evaporating, shedding its mass via Hawking radiation in an almost imperceptible whisper of particles. But in its final stages, as its mass dwindles to that of a mountain compressed to subatomic scale, this whisper becomes a deafening shriek. In a heartbeat measured in femtoseconds, the black hole's temperature soars to trillions of degrees, the spectrum of emitted particles shifting from low-energy neutrinos to cascades of gamma rays and exotic quanta. Around the singularity, space-time itself quivers. Virtual particle, anti-particle pairs, which throughout cosmic history have flickered briefly into existence only to recombine, now find one partner capable of escaping the event horizon as the black hole's walls shrink. Each escaped particle steals a fragment of the hole's mass, accelerating its demise. As the radius collapses toward the Planck scale, the emission rate accelerates exponentially. The local vacuum is flooded with an ever-thickening brew of photons, electrons, positrons, and even heavier lepton-san incandescent fireball at the edge of reality. In the final collapse, all that remains is a blistering sphere of radiation expanding outward at light speed. A gamma-ray burst, mustering more energy in a trillionth of a second than the sun has, emitted in its entire lifetime. This burst carves a fleeting cavity through the surrounding space-time. If any nearby ices or gas remain remnants of the primordial cloud that birthed the black hole, they are instantaneously vaporized and ionized, transforming cold matter into a luminous plasma shell. Observers millions of light-years away, equipped with gamma-ray telescopes, Register a fleeting flash perhaps, a single pulse before the signal fades into cosmic background. Gravitationally, ripples from the final evaporation propagate outward, though far too feeble for present detectors. They carry the last tremor of a singularity's end, a quiver in the tapestry of space-time. Yet this shriek is not mere destruction. It is a final act of cosmic storytelling. It encodes the interplay of general relativity and quantum theory, hints at the nature of information loss, and whispers of dimensions beyond our own. And though the black hole itself has vanished no remnant, no horizon its last breath ripples through the universe, a fleeting, brilliant testament to the universe's capacity for both creation and annihilation at its most fundamental level.